Hey everyone, yeah, so for those of you who follow the channel, you'll know I've had a Warbonnet blackbird for some time, and I've had my eye on the Superfly Tarp. Those who watch the channel will notice this is new. I wouldn't normally go for camo kind of look, but this became available on Facebook Marketplace, and yeah, I couldn't turn it down. It was a good deal. I got the tarp, and I also got a second Warbonnet blackbird, which, yeah, to me, I love the blackbird. It's a great hammock, and they don't come up very often. If you're based in the UK, you have to ship them in from the US, and they're expensive. They're really expensive. There is a company in the UK that sells them, Henge Hammocks. They stock them, I believe, but yeah, it came up on Marketplace. The Superfly Tarp is mega bucks, and for the price that I paid for it, it was a no-brainer. So I thought I'd bring the Superfly out and try it out, and it's worked out a perfect day. For those of you who don't know, the Superfly Tarp has these doors on the end of it, so when it's cold, you can close it down almost like an A-frame tent. Both ends you can close the doors, and you can basically block out the wind completely, which with a square 3x3 tarp you can kind of do, but it doesn't work very well. The wind's coming across this way, so what I've done is I actually set up in a completely different location. Didn't like it with my back to the wind. I've talked about this before, I think. The wind's just pummeling straight into the back of the tarp, and what can happen is, no matter how kind of tight you get it, if there's enough wind, it kind of bows and it can end up touching you in the night. So I've turned side onto it. The wind is supposed to die down later, but the wind's coming across this way. I've closed the doors at this back end over here. I've closed them and then left them open on this side and left this side up. I'm going to put my fire pit sort of down here. So it was perfect. It gave me an opportunity to kind of use the doors, see how they work, and it's amazing. It's incredible. I kind of can't believe I've not had this or done this before. Yeah, really chuffed already. Like I say, the camo I wouldn't usually go for, but I'm really chuffed with the camo as well. I think it, certainly at this time of year, so we're in autumn in the UK here now, and doesn't it blend in? It seems to blend in really well. So yeah, really chuffed. I'm going to go and get my under blanket on now, and then I'm going to see if I can find some wood to do a bit of carving in a little bit. Nothing major, but I thought I'm going to do a little spoon or spatula or something to go in my cook kit. So I'm going to get on with that now. I'm supposed to absolutely throw it down later. Potential thunderstorms as well, so see how it goes. But I've also got some food to cook later. I've got some lamb, I don't know what they're, ribs, lamb ribs, cutlets, but big ones, you know, decent sized ones. So yeah, I've got that to look forward to later as well, with some rice and mashed potato. So yeah, nice. I'm just going to relax for a little bit, enjoy the view. I haven't got much of a view actually, there's a tree in the way, but yeah, it's nice just to be out. I've got a piece of this is fir. Yeah, it looks like a piece of fir, possibly cedar actually, looking at the colour of it. Anyway, I've get out a shot so you can see it. The first line there is kind of the 3/4 mark for the bowl, and then the 2 side cuts, these are relief cuts. So the idea of these is that I can take the sides off, and that will create the handle of the spoon. And then what I'll then do is I'll take some of the weight off the back in both directions. So what I'll create is what's known as a blank, and that will give me the kind of crank shape. So I'm going to do that now, and then I'll come back and I'll show you. So this is kind of stage 1. You flatten off on the top to start with. Make sure you've got a flat plane to work with. I'll get out of shot again. Put your relief cuts in. They're kind of your guides, and then you then create the blank, which is what I'll do now. First order of the day is, let me come around here so you can see. I'm going to take the back off the back. Like that. And then I'm going to go in the opposite direction now. Nice and soft, so it's fairly easy. No real need to do any breaker cuts. If it's hardwood, you tend to hit into it quite hard this way, and it breaks up the grain, and then when you chop into it, it comes off easier. But with it being softwood, I don't need to worry so much. So there we go. So you can see that now. Focus. There you go. And now what I'll do is do it in the other direction. So I've put this cut in here. So I'm going to cut in a little V this way. Ooh. And then I'll then do the same in the other direction down this way. So I'll do that now. Just use the weight of the axe and the tip of your axe up here just to guide down that line. Just down here is the edge now, so the back of the axe doesn't. Probably see a bit better there. Just use the weight of the axe to take that last bit off. That's it. Now in the other direction. Just on the opposite side of that line. That's what I'm aiming for. Again, you can see a little bit better now. Make sure everything is well out of the way. And then what I do is I'm kind of going at this angle, then as I'm getting towards this bottom piece, I just change my angle slightly, so I'm using more of the tip. See, that's starting to come. Now what I'm doing is I'm just bringing the bevel further up here now. I started up here, and now I'm flattening it off a little bit. I'm just starting to just graduate that bevel that I'm putting in. Try and keep everything as symmetrical as possible. I'm just going to come in this way then and finish off that one now. Come down to that line. I can now see the lines disappeared, so I know just here, disappearing. Take off. First bit, so now I'm just taking off down to my relief cuts. Do the same on the other side. This one's gonna careful here, 'cause if you hit there, you take the side of the bowl off on that side, which I've absolutely done. Anything you take off now, you know, this is much easier to remove this now than it would be with the knife later. So just makes your life that little bit easier, but this is softwood, so you don't need to worry too much. There you go. I think that'll do. That'll give me my blank initially. Not there. One trick is, if you've got quite a big bit to take out the corners first. So I wanted to take this line off so it can start to blend in. If you take off one side first, then take out the back, you're not taking out this whole chunk, you're then making it much more manageable. I think it gets dark in probably about half an hour, I would have thought. So you can see how, when I talk about grain direction, I can cut across the bowl here, but then as soon as I come around this corner, I'm now cutting into the grain, and it like pulls. So you then have to turn it and come from the other direction. One of the hardest parts I find anyway is this here, because you want to cut in this direction coming to here, but then at this point it changes, so you then got to come back. And you'll often find just here, if you look at people's carving, this is often a difficult area. And what I would say is, if you're carving this area and it's leaving like tags, do as just sat here, and as I was talking I could smell somebody smoking weed. It was quite a strong, poignant smell, which is quite odd. Anyway, I was saying, you get to this point and you're struggling to get rid of these tags, do as much as you possibly can elsewhere, and then what I would suggest is that you then leave it for the evening, put it to one side, you know, somewhere that's not going to dry it too fast, but once it's drier, it will be much easier to finish off these little bits. So there you go. As you can see, all I've done is just taken off those shoulders a bit more and start to bring a bit of shape into this, and then take this flatness off the top. I often leave a little bit on the end, but I've left this this bowl quite short, so I'm going to have to bring this round, decide what I'm going to do there. I started taking some weight out of the back. I have to take this off because this stuff is like the sapwood, so this will just peel off over time, but that will come off. It's going to be quite shallow, but it's starting to take some shape. It's just a matter of working with it. Keep going, work out what you got. If you take the weight out of it, it makes your life a lot easier. So I am cutting towards me here, but I've got the knife pointing away from me, and I'm also kind of slicing through it, so I'm sliding the blade like this as I do it, and then I've got my arm locked in, so if I slip I just hit myself rather than going anywhere. Keep looking at it. We don't need to worry too much at this stage because we're just trying to get the shape at the moment of what you're going to be then kind of fettling into what you want. So you've got quite a lot of weight on the back of this here at the moment, so I'm just going to take that weight out. where I don't want it. These can be quite rough cuts because we're just trying to take weight off at the moment. Obviously you have to turn the spoon upside down at times, so the trick is just to keep on turning it over, looking what you've got, looking at where you are. I'm going to have to start deciding what I'm going to do in a minute. I'm just kind of making a very simple shape at the moment. But the trick is, I've found, try and keep everything or get everything to a point where it's symmetrical. At this point, flat sides. When everything's kind of symmetrical, then you can start to decide. Oh, I'm bleeding a little bit by the looks of it. I now have I'm really struggling to see now. But hey, there you go. So that's kind of where I got to. Just yeah, very basic kind of spoon, but it shows a couple of hours, and that's where I've got to. I'll leave it overnight now, and then in the morning, when it's probably dried off a little bit, it probably will have done already, I'll leave it in my hammock, in my little gear shelf, and yeah, in the morning it's probably going to have dried enough that I can just fettle it, so it'll give me something to do in the morning. But I'm just going to relax now. The fire's going, so I'm just going to take some time to chill. Thankfully I've dodged the rain so far. It was like horrendous weather forecast, but nothing as yet. It may still come, of course, but yeah, I'm going to relax for an hour and then I'll probably put my food on. So there you go. Right, so they were cut. It was a rack cutlets, but it was going to take ages to cook on the bone, so I've just sliced it into pieces now. I'm going to add a little bit of oil to cook them in, and then in here I have some rosemary, because it's lamb obviously. And then a little bit of salt. Quite a lot of salt actually. I usually keep stick those in here and let those rest. Now I'm going to try this. I saw someone do this. Hopefully it works. So help clean the pan out slightly as well, and get some of the flavour. put some water in there. I'll clean the pan. And to add to that, I'm going to add some rice. I'm just going to let that cook through. As you can see, I've just let that cook through. I drained off a little bit of the water, but then I've just left it now. And it's just boiled off the last bit. That is looking good. Got my lamb. It's just been. That lamb's just been resting. Stuck that to one side, so it should still be nice and warm. But I'll stick it in there for just a sec. Right then. So here we go. Some of that. We've got the lamb. Oh, I've overcooked the lamb again. No, I haven't. It's still nice and. Oh. Oh. Lamb. Oh. Really good. Morning all, morning. Oh, so zen right now. Feeling it this morning, it feels good. I just thought I'd quickly check in show you the Z spoon. So last night felt like a long evening actually. Usually you kind of get set up, gets dark, and then you kind of, you know, needing to get ready, go to bed or whatever. But last night felt like a long evening. It was lovely, and because of that I had a little bit more time to spend on the spoon. So I thought I'd just quickly show you where I got to last night. I was able to take a little bit more off it, so I'll get out of the shot so you can see. Zoom in. So it's only a very simple spoon, but that's what I wanted. I actually wanted it to go in my cook kit. I've started putting some facets on the back of the spoon, as you can see in the kind of handle, and then onto the back of the bowl. This is just going to be used as like a little eating spoon, but I also wanted it to have a fairly decent sized bowl in it, because I can then use it as a coffee scoop. So yeah, I'll fettle that and finish that today, and get that into my bag, ready for next time. I'm out again with a friend of mine. I think this weekend. I'm a lucky boy, out twice this week. The plan is to go local to my house, I think. I don't know whether I'll record that. I might just, I tell you what I might do, because I doubt I'll have this video out. I'll throw on the end of this video a little teaser, because I doubt I'll record it. I'm going out with a couple of mates and they won't appreciate being filmed, so I'll throw it on the end of this. I'm gonna get the final few bits packed away, and I'm gonna head up over the hills. The sun is out actually. It was supposed to be wet last night. It did rain in the night. I slept through most of it, I believe. I did wake up this morning to some rain, but the sun is out now. It's beautiful this morning. So yeah, I'm gonna get the final few bits packed away, head up over the hill. I've got to get myself back home. Right, I'm out of here. Thank you very much to everybody who's watched. I really hope you've enjoyed the video. I will do a full review on the Warbonnet Superfly Tarp at some point in the future. If people are interested in that, you know, throw it in the comments. Let me know that if that's something that you want me to do. Otherwise, see you soon. Thanks everybody. Take care of yourself. Big love. There's a big virtual hug. Take care. Love ya.